You are very welcome to our short series on financialization, a guide for trade unions, employees reps, European Works Council members and local representatives. This is part of the EFFAT mobilization and demands against corporate greed and is presented by me, Fabien Couder, and my colleague Paul Dillon from Sandex. To prepare for these videos, we ask that you, first, please read the accompanying final report of the project. Read the accompanying checklist on financial indicators, and please read our series of questions to ask on financialization. And last, please, if you enjoy this video, spread the word to a colleague, a friend, or someone you think will benefit. When we talk about financialization, what are we talking about? We can use a definition generally admitted as consensual in economics. These trends took roots in the 80s, and to put it simply, it is a phenomenon built on two pillars. First, it's a deregulation and disintermediation of financial markets that took place in the 80s. It allowed institutional investors like banks, asset managers company, or investment banks to play a crucial role in capital allocation and investment decisions. But secondly, it is a radical change in corporate governance, the so-called shareholder revolution. Milton Friedman, an American conservative economist, described it the best. A company has no social responsibility but to its shareholders. Corporate executives are employees of their owners. They must act in accordance with the interest, maximize shareholders' value. So what we see is a shift from a managerial model dominant until the 70s, with high management running the company, with few accountability towards shareholders, following objective or more or less long-term, and profit mainly reinvested in the company, to now a shareholder maximization model, where high management are aligned with the interest of shareholders, following objective of short-term financial profitability, and where a growing share of profit is redistributed to shareholders. The idea between those political changes, theorized and legitimized by neoliberal economists, was that by putting the shareholders at the center of decision-making, it will bring efficiency to the company and growth for the economy. But it had concrete impact on how companies are run. You see, short-term gains versus long-term sustainability. The goal is now financial profitability. Shareholders determine themselves how much they will receive as share of profit. Institutionals and financial investors are now dictating company strategy and are getting a bigger share of the industry. You see a trend to reduce productive investment and R&D spending as more profit is going to our shareholders, and also increased investments to all financial assets. Prevalence of cost-cutting strategies, restructuring to create value and boost productivity, merger and acquisition for capturing synergy, spin-off to re-enrich share value, outsourcing activity to keep the core business of the company. But it also has direct consequences for workers. Indeed, reduced productive investments, reduced jobs creation. We see the delinking of the established relationship between wage and productivity. Productivity continues to grow, but wages no longer keep pace with profit and productivity. It increases precarious work relations as risk shifts from capital to the workforce. Cost-cutting and restructuring strategies are often at the expense of workers. Layoffs, job insecurity, de-unionization policies. We see an increase of revenue inequality between senior management and the rest of the employee, and also an impact on management and work practices and difficulty for workers' representatives to exchange with the real decision makers. Financialization has significantly impacted the food and drink sector. Food is increasingly treated as a speculative commodity, with financial players investing heavily in all phases of food production. This has led to the financialization of land ownership and heighten the fragility of the global food system due to increased market volatility. Private equity firms and asset management companies have become major players in the food sector. These firms invest on behalf of wealthy clients and often push for strategies that maximize short-term financial returns. They will considerable influence over management practices, often advocating for mergers and acquisition to increase market dominance. In conclusion, financialization has reshaped the global economic landscape, emphasizing financial performance over traditional business practices. It has also introduced volatility and challenges, particularly for workers and industry like the food and drink industry. Understanding this complex phenomenon is crucial for navigating today's economic environment. And now, for our next steps, our second video deals with financialization in practices. For best results, make sure to read the accompanying materials and, of course, read the Sendex report on financialization.